India Legal, stories that count.
Hello and welcome to yet another special report and analysis in the latest edition of India Legal magazine. As our viewers and readers know, we are the nation's first independent weekly focusing on controversial issues of national and international importance and significance. This week's topic is a development that has caused consternation and deep concern in India's community of financial experts and professionals, and not without reason. For the first time in history, the government is attempting to disturb the autonomy of the Institute of Chartered Accountants, ICAI as it's called, which is known as a strong professional body. It's just not adding up. The bill passed in Parliament to amend the acts governing the apex body gives the government greater power over the regulation of these professions. It is an ill-conceived proposal, writes Shivanand Pandit. In the banking and financial services, Shivanand Pandit is a celebrated tax specialist and financial advisor. He is a prolific media commentator, teacher, and public speaker. A bill that proposes to amend the Chartered Accountants Act 1949, the Cost and Works Accounts Act 1959, and the Companies Secretary Act 1980 has been passed by the Lok Sabha on the 30th of March 2022 and by the Raj Sabha as recently as on the 5th of April 2022. The amendments will grant the government larger power over the regulation of these professions. At the present, three institutes, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India ICAI, Institute of Cost and Works Accountant of India ICWAI, and Institute of Company Secretaries of India ICSI, they together administer and manage accounting professions in the country, in India. Now, my current readout is from Pandit's assessment of these developments in India Legal. He writes, one major change among several suggested was to establish the Indian Institute of Accounting, although the bill was passed without any reference to it. The suggested IIAs are to provide a 5-year undergraduate course in accounting and would add on a postgraduate course subsequently. The curriculum would concentrate on specialized areas such as forensic accounting, business analytics, cyber security, valuation, and international tax. Those who pass the course would be permitted to use the title Certified Professional Accountants, CPAs as we call them, and they will be given permission to function similar to chartered accountants. Now, Pandit notes that for more than 70 years, the ICAI has been known for its supremacy in accounting issues, including its authority to declare standards on accounting at par with global benchmarks. It has contributed numerous valid inputs to the areas of taxation, corporate affairs, cost management, auditing, etc., etc., etc. Therefore, Pandit concludes, the ICAI is known as a strong professional body. Still, this is the first time in history that a government is attempting to disturb the autonomy of the apex body. Predictably, there was a huge outcry over this proposal. Prominent politicians such as Supriya Sadan Sule, M.K. Vishnu Kumar, Navneet Rai Rana, N.K. Premachandran, and Saptagiri Shankar Ulaka strongly expressed their rejection of the government's suggestion in Parliament. Many of them hold that the opinion that similar to developed nations, we also should have manifold organizations that are authorized to select and govern accountants. Pandit posits 2 points that make their argument null and void. Firstly, by all parameters, India cannot be branded as an advanced nation, and there is no necessity of benchmarking ourselves with developed countries. His second point, the large area of India's corporate environment is occupied by small and medium enterprises dissimilar to developed nations. Moreover, these enterprises do not have to obey global accounting or taxation benchmarks. Another objection is to the poor employability of the final products. Pandit gives examples. For instance, if the government establishes a few IIAs in 2024, the first batch of CPAs would come out in 2029, and their total number would be around, say, about 100,000. The ICAI has around 750,000 students as of now, and considering the past trend, around 100,000 students will become CAs by 2029. And Pandit asks a crucial question: will both CAs and CPAs will they get sufficient employment opportunities in 2029? See, as per the current tendency, many CAs select the employment route. The number of CAs picking self-employment has reduced drastically. Moreover, small and medium enterprises are progressively being relieved from audits of all types on the grounds of refining the ease of doing business. Now, this has prompted too many professionals to chase too few clients. People in the government who think that setting up of IIAs will bring competition and in turn create quality should consider the employability factor seriously. Much before 2029, it is projected that all artificial intelligence, AI as they say, and machine learning will take control of monotonous jobs that accountants perform. The advanced technology will definitely be able to process recurring journal entries. Only value-added tasks would be needed, or would actually need human involvement. This, Pandit writes, would lead to another serious issue, namely underemployment. Unfortunately, this matter has not been discussed thoroughly. He argues that if the government wants to launch IIAs to embrace the quality of curriculum and examination standards, the issue can be discussed with the ICAI. It is a known fact that the ICAI has always been considered, has always itself considered global standards before introducing the curriculum for different stages of the program. According to the latest announcement made by the present or the current president of the ICAI, a new curriculum will be introduced soon to meet the requirements of international standards. Therefore, establishing a new institute without healthy discussion with the relevant stakeholders will prove injurious to the world of accounting profession. According to available statistics, the government spends approximately rupees 350 crores to establish each Indian Institute of Management, the IIMs. These are the hard-earned income, this money is from the hard-earned income of honest taxpayers of India. The government should think twice hard before spending such money, especially when the nation is still attempting to recover from the deadly pandemic. Instead of allocating crores of rupees to a new proposal, a portion of it can be spent on the existing body to meet the requirements through the current infrastructures. This would also result in prudent distribution of funds, says Pandit. People favoring the introduction of IIAs argue that of late many financial accidents or frauds have occurred and only a new institute can prevent them in the future. Well, Pandit disagrees. It doesn't add up, as he says. The argument cannot be respected wholly because only auditors should not be blamed in case of corporate fraud. More auditors from different institutes do not guarantee less numbers of accounting or financial frauds. In turn, it may bring huge confusion. No doubt, frauds are increasing worldwide, but it is wise to hold a competent institute accountable when things move in the wrong direction. As Pandit puts it, authority and responsibility should travel together. The ICAI is not only an educational organization, but a guiding association of the government. It provides apex advice to the government in the areas of accounting and taxation matters. The institute also practices superior quality governance, which is followed globally. Therefore, it is impracticable to introduce a substitute for a world-class organization. Since taxation and accounting is only the area where the government is compelled to obey international standards, it cannot act singly or build an organization replacing the ICAI. In conclusion, Pandit laments that the trend of legislative amendments is becoming the norm. Earlier, in October 2018, under the Companies Act 2013, the National Financial Reporting Authority was founded to supervise the auditing profession and accounting standards. Now, a parliamentary panel has endorsed the setting up of the IIAs on the lines of the IITs and IIMs, the Indian Institutes of Management. Instead of capitalizing on the existing infrastructure with every new directive, the government is trying to step into the territory of the ICAI. From all perspectives, the ICAI is a supreme pan-India educational organization with adequate infrastructure and goodwill. Therefore, the recommendation of setting up IIAs as a distinct body is not praiseworthy. Many critics of Pandit's views will say he is arguing to protect the monopoly of a vested interest. But his points need to be discussed dispassionately and seriously. And I am sure that concerned ministers like Nirmala Sitharaman and Piyush Goyal will pay close attention in the best traditions of democratic discourse. That's all for now. This is your host, editor Inderjit Badhwar. Until next time, goodbye.
India Legal, stories that count.